Hi, I'm going to speak to you about contracting, subcontracting, and the growing American footprint in the international markets on high tech resources. Now, I have my colleague and my friend Sharad, who is the CEO of a major firm in the US. So Sharad, we're going to, what is your view on the current landscape of the high tech skill set in the US?
Well, skill set is hi everyone. So skill set is huge. So and it's not only the open system. There's a lot of new concept with not new, but something which has become after big data. You have supply. You have IoT. You have artificial intelligence, and you have blockchain along with your CRM and other enterprise related solutioning. Um, Primarily, what I see is nowadays Salesforce is pretty hot. It's being requested a lot, and staffing a Salesforce is a big challenge nowadays because of the skill set available. The match between demand and supply, the skill set demand is too high. Supply is not meeting it because market is very resource friendly in a way. Everybody is having one or two jobs, and especially with the government with their unemployment all time low, it's really hard to balance that. And then comes to your rate card to be competitive. So all those things are there.
I have a saying which I've used a lot. If you throw peanuts, only monkeys will come. So if you want to attract a good skill set, which is at the level of tech architects or above, or even program architects, companies have to be ready to shell out the price which is as per the market. So with the recent unemployment rates going so low, and plenty of jobs available for these high paying skill sets, it is becoming more important for companies to first identify and work with niche players who specialize in that particular skill set to get the candidate in very fast. Like if people delay, then they lose the good candidates. That is what I have seen. And for that there has to be some innovation in procurement of large companies, where the large companies have to work very closely with the vendors and help them staff those positions. Otherwise, the projects may go south. The philosophy of some companies, by throwing bodies at projects, it's not going to work in today's specialized skill sets. What is your opinion on that, Sharad?
Well, that depends upon the the philosophy of the company, the how company sees a project, whether they're doing a project as a filler or whether they are doing a project as a transformational project where they are transforming something to align with the CEO vision of doing something, either to capture a market share or to get into customer satisfactory index at a very high level, or depends what company is trying to do. And based on that, the things will be passed on to the project at lower level. And if the project is trying to do something transformational or something big which could achieve some goal for the company, then yeah, the staffing and everything is seen into a different perspective. But what we have seen currently is there are a lot of ongoing projects for which mostly staffing is done. So ongoing projects, they need to fulfill because people keep on coming going, right? And for that, um, especially with our size of company, we mostly are doing with that kind of project as of now. And we face all the challenges in staffing a good resource, because the ETA or the timeline is very long. The entire recruitment process, I don't think even in 2020 people have really reform their recruitment process. Uh,
Yeah,
they still have
yeah.
the same way.
No, I totally agree with you. The procurement of resources is done in a very old style. A lot of innovation is needed, and that's why where we come in as a company, where we focus on nimble, which is fast, agile, and quick ramping up the teams, and that is what is needed. So the biggest skill sets which are selling today or which is in demand in the markets are primarily related to AI and also enterprise technologies like Salesforce. Now, with these technologies being high in demand, and also the quality of resources needed are also very high. So there is a need for innovation in the procurement and handling of these resources. Now, one thing definitely I will say to avoid for large companies who want to ramp up their teams, or they're facing shortage, or there is a need for improvement, is that keep the hiring cycle very short and very fast. If you don't keep the hiring cycle very short and fast, then the problem will be that the resources might not be very keen to join your projects. That's one area. And the second area where I would recommend the companies, especially companies which have large running projects with high overheads, go for the sharpshooter. Why I say sharpshooter is that that person is going to focus, maybe highly skilled, may come at a price, but that person is going to achieve worth six people's work by just one guy with a high skill set. And the third thing, which is I have seen, and which is most of the projects struggle all the time, are the things with the project management itself. So nowadays, Scrum management or Scrum masters have become an important part of all successful projects. So rely on the Scrum based approaches, which has to be tied up with a fast and nimble processes for hiring and retaining. I think that is going to achieve success for the projects in the short term. And we are talking about short term means 2 to 3 months turnaround, not more than that. What is your view on that, Sharad?
I agree with you. I think um, they definitely everything is agile, and short-term projects are there's no more big bang projects or long-term projects. So yeah, short-term project is what most of the companies keep on doing, but they have multiple projects. So if you have a good team, if you can staff a good set of people, they can be one project after the other. They can be kept on rotated, and that's what we have also experienced with some of our clients.
Yeah, between us, we have the experience of more than 40 years, with just two of us, managing large projects and continuing delivery. Now, DevOps is a big area, and when the services-based architectures have come in through Amazon, IBM, and Microsoft Azure, DevOps have emerged as one of the most diversified area, including custom programming. So in these projects, the quality of skill set. So what you need is a DevOps guy. You need an administrator. You need someone who is well versed with how these cloud-based infrastructures work, and then you need custom programming people who can help you build products. Or you may need enterprise architects. And I think most of the companies nowadays, large companies, are building products on an existing platform. So they buy Salesforce and they build some apps on top of it. They buy SAP, they build some apps on it. So the combined UI, apps, framework, custom development, everything is going on hand in hand. Now, in these times, for the short projects, where people want to cut down the cost of delivery and also quick launching to the business, because the business is looking for fast turnarounds. So it is a very important need is to work with the outside vendors or contractors or subcontractors who can bring in the skill set, build a product for you, and get out. It's very logical, commonsensical. It doesn't need any rocket science, or you don't have to do deep analysis to understand this. So this is where we come handy or help to your company. So and so, like Sharad said, it agile is the name of the game. And so this is what we all need to focus on. We've got to stop the long procurement cycles. long cycles of interviews, like the as if candidates are waiting. So it's a demand market right now, not supply. Supply is not enough. Supply is only finite, in especially in the US, and the demand is what is you need to focus on. So Sharad, do you have any last points on this video where we can educate people more, especially CIOs and CEOs?
I think CIOs and CEOs, they've already been through this process. They know that's why they are there. So I won't say anything educative. All I'll say is start trusting the way you want your team to be to trust you and all your decision making. Start trusting your partners, and try to don't try to do everything yourself. Try to pass on some of the work to your vendor partners and other partners who can do a lot of value add to you, cut down the cycle, and do the skill assessment, screening, and eventually uh, giving you a good team. So put some both responsibility and also onus of that. If something fails, they also have to share that. But start trusting. That's why you are leader, and that's all I can tell you guys.
So for CEOs and CIOs, I have only one message: is that innovate your policy, procurement frameworks. Because if you do that, then you'll be able to attract good talent who may not want to work full time with you. Full time is out. People want to make quick bucks and they want to do great job in a shortest possible time. They may demand, so it's the overall cost of executing a project with contractors is less, and the risk is less because you're not paying the huge cost of an employee or overhead. So look forward to that. Look for the next video that we're launching where the innovation, we guide the CEOs and CIOs, especially CIOs and especially CEOs, to innovate, because the innovation is the name of the game, and how to innovate. And we have experience with multiple companies who have become successful with us, and I'm talking about large Fortune 30 companies. So work with us and we'll make it happen. Till that time, keep watching us. Subscribe to our videos. Lots of interesting videos and interviews coming forward. Thank you.